Hello everyone, Marvel DC Fan here with a returning series. A brand new returning series on YouTube, and this is known as Showcase. So years ago, I did basically a series of videos going through all the costumes in various games. Mostly it was just like the Arkham games and stuff. I went through City, Night, and I did Asylum. Doing basically the character, the character things in that game, both Batman and Joker and whatnot. But I figured because those videos are no longer with us, I know that there were some people who actually really enjoyed those videos, so I thought bringing it back would be a good a good kind of way of doing it. And I thought I'd take a different approach a little bit, instead of making a video per costume, I'm basically just going to be going through all the costumes in various games and whatnot. And the first one I wanted to show off was Marvel Spider-Man, and we're doing the PlayStation 5 version because I just have it hooked up to the capture card, and also I love the remastered version. Just playing in 60 frames alone, makes this the definitive way to play this game, I think. But without further ado, let's get into the showcase. Starting off with the advanced suit. Now, this was an original design, they made for the game just to kind of set it apart from most other games, kind of like what the Arkham games did in some respects with their version of Batman. They wanted this Spider-Man to kind of be a part of his own reality in a sense. And as far as redesigns go for superhero costumes, I think they did an incredible job with this one right here. I love just about everything about it. It feels modern while also keeping the classic sensibilities of a Spider-Man costume, and all of it just works for me. I love, the segmented parts of the red. I love the white accents throughout with the logos and the arms and even the boots there. It's weird seeing a lack of boots, seeing the boots just gone, but I think overall it works for this design, I think. And also just the red pattern throughout it looks really nice too. Now, a lot of people had issues with the color of the costume, saying it was a little bit too orange. I think they fixed it a little bit in this remastered version. It's a little darker than in the 2018, the original PS4 version. And overall, it just looks really nice in this game. So, props to them for doing a commendable job on this costume, making it their own design as opposed to just doing the classic suit. And speaking of which, we got the classic suit. We have both a damaged version and just a regular standard version of it. Starting off with the damaged version. Now, this is actually different from the PS4 version. I'm going to put a picture up of what that classic, damaged version looked like. But you can see the difference right off the bat with, the tears throughout the suit are bigger. And it has a much more dirtier appearance than originally it did. But overall, I think as far as damaged costumes go, this one is really nice. And, so they did really upgrade the damaged look. As far as the classic suit itself, I like it. There's some things I don't particularly care about. First of all is the belt. The belt line it's a little too thin for my taste. I like mine to be a little bit wider and go across the the waist a bit more. But yeah, and also the logos I'm not really too big on. The front logo is a little bit too wide for, the legs are a little bit too wide out, and the back logo I'm not a huge fan of the spiked legs on it. I would have preferred something a little bit more, well, classic, if you catch my drift. But as far as just general Spider-Man designs go, it works for what it's trying to do. And, you know, occasionally I like to swing around in this because it is just classic Spider-Man. And, but yeah, it's a pretty competent design, but not my favorite as far as regular Spider-Man goes. So next up we have the Noir suit, which is, this is a great version of the costume. I love just about everything this suit has. I love the mask. I love the jacket, like the vest, the belt, the gun holster, the gloves, the boots. All of it looks really nice. I love the pants too, like the stripes on it look really cool. There's no trench coat or hat with this one, so if you're a big fan of that, sad to say you're going to be disappointed, but it is in Marvel's Avengers if you want to pay to play that, which please don't do that. But yeah, for the most part, I really like this version of the Noir suit. If there's one thing that bugs me is these pieces on the pieces on his elbows, padding, I guess you can call it. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. And, you know, it's a little less pronounced here than it was in the 2018 game. I might be completely wrong, but I just remember in the PS4 version them sticking out a little bit more. But yeah, it just feels like a weird inclusion. I don't know if this is a carryover from the comics or whatnot. It doesn't feel like it, but I might be completely wrong. So for any Noir fans, if you can tell me in the comments, yeah, that would be helpful. But it just sticks out from the suit. But overall, fantastic. I love it. Alright, so next up we have the Scarlet Spider suit. The Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider. And this is just like pure 90s cheese at its finest. And I love it. Just everything. I love the colors. I love the lenses, the hoodie, the belt, the web shooters, and it even has the ankle pouches there at the bottom. And yeah, it looks all nice. It's not 1-to-1 Ben Reilly because it has like piping going throughout all the red parts of the suit just to make it kind of stick out a little bit more. And I don't mind it. Like it looks pretty cool. Part of me wishes there was a toggle to like put the hoodie on, like while you're swinging around. I think that would have been really nice. It might have just been like more of a me thing, but yeah, as far as Ben Reilly, like as far as Scarlet Spider goes, this is great, and I was so glad to see it come back in a video game. It had been so long, so. Alright, next up we have the Spider Armor Mark II. Now this was from the big time era of Spider-Man. Like I think this was right when Dan Slott took over writing Spider-Man, and beginning his journey of making Peter Parker successful, working at Horizon and, you know, all that. And as far as Spider Armor goes, this is not my favorite, but I still really do like this design overall. I like the helmet and the eyes, you know, going across the back there. I think that looks pretty cool. And I like the yellow logos just spanning all over the costume. And also the black and yellow color scheme looks really cool too. Like I think this design overall is, it works as a spider armor. Like it's very slim and sleek and, you know, really pretty to the eyes. So I can't complain. Alright, so next up we got the Secret War suit. Now this was from a book in 2004, 2005. I forget the exact year, but to be honest, this is not my favorite version of this costume. I much prefer the version of the suit we got in Shattered Dimensions. I think it just really looks nice there. There's something that just bugs me about this version overall. I think the orange webs are a little bit too dark. Like it doesn't stick out as much as it should. And I'm not really a huge fan of the blue logos. Not the design, it's just the blue is just a little bit too much on the eyes. It's a weird contrast, and yeah. It's such a shame too, because this was one of my favorite suits in Shattered Dimensions to use. So it's a shame that I don't like it as much here. But yeah. All right. So next up we have the Stark suit, also known as the Homecoming costume, and I think just for the movies, as far as movie designs go, this is to me like a great reinvention of, the kind of John Romita Jr. type era Spider-Man art, bringing that kind of comic book style to life. Like, it looks really, really nice. There's a lot that I do like about this suit. I'm a fan of the black bands. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the logos, or the front logo. The back logo looks okay, but I think it just could have been reworked a little bit. As for the front logo, though, it's got that, beetle shape, which I don't dig. I'm not a fan of the belt line, and it looks better on this game, because in the regular, just when Tom Holland was wearing it, the belt line was just a little bit too high, and it seems it's a lot more, better on this suit compared to, just the movie costume. But it is weird seeing, the teenage Tom Holland costume on an adult 23-year-old, Spider-Man, which this is a problem that kind of persists through the other suits, but we'll get to that. But overall, I think this suit is really fun to use, and yeah, so it's a very unique version of the classic suit, but I dig it. So next up, we got the negative suit. Essentially, this is just a recolor of, the advanced costume. They actually did fix one issue that I had from the 2018 game. The issue that I had was originally the eyes, the inside of the lenses were white, and I'll put a picture up just to show you what that looked like, but it looks very strange. So I'm glad for the remaster they were able to fix it, and this suit is a lot better to travel around with. Those eyes just really bug the fuck out of me. But I'm glad that the lenses are now black, and it really does feel like a negative version of this Spider-Man. It looks really awesome too. I kind of wish they found a way to use this in the actual story too. It feels like a kind of missed opportunity, but yeah, really dig it in this remastered version. And I like that it's using their, negative energy, not it's not just like a, black and white inverse of the comic costume. They're really using the kind of look that Mr. Negative had for the suit. It looks really nice. Yeah. Alright, so next up we got the electrically insulated suit, or the electroproof suit as I call it, or many people do. I think this design is okay. I like it overall, like the red padding along the arms and the chest, and the legs look pretty cool. Then there's this metal plating around the shins and the forearms and stuff, which doesn't look that bad. The logos is not my favorite, but it pays homage to the comic costume. And it feels like it's one of the rare occasions where they just plopped it right from the comic. They didn't try to add to it like they did with, the Ben Reilly suit. But yeah, I like it. It's not my favorite suit, but it's a fun one to swing around, and it is fun to use it during the Electro boss fight. So, yeah. All right, next up, Spider-Punk. I love this costume. Everything about it is just great. I love the mohawk, the jean jacket, the belt, the web shooters. The web shooters have a very unique design, which I'm glad they were able to incorporate. The other ones just kind of used the regular web shooters plopped onto their costumes, but I'm glad that they took the time to really translate the punk element to the web shooters, and also the high tops too. Really really looking nice and sleek. And also, like, the colors look nice, the white lining throughout. Like, this is a really good translation of that comic costume. And as far as the multiverse Spider-Man are concerned, this is one of my favorite ones out of all the ones we've had in this game. Like, a really awesome looking costume. And I like that they make reference to it in the JJ podcast. He mentions the fact that there's a Mohawk Spider-Man swinging around. So that's awesome. Alright, so next up we got the wrestler suit. This is heavily inspired by the Ultimate Comics. The first run with Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley. This is the costume he had before getting his, Spider-Man costume we know it has. And there's a lot of stuff taken from that wrestling suit and incorporated into this one. Like the sweatpants, the turtleneck with the logos on it. I don't think, I can't remember if there were logos on the original ones, but I'm sure there was. The mask is like a luchador mask in this one. I don't think it was a luchador mask originally in the comics, but he's not wearing the glasses underneath the mask in this one. But for the most part, I think the suit is okay. The only thing that really bugs me is the hands they have for it. The hands are ginormous, and it's weird because it only looks that way on this costume. I don't know why that's the case, but it just kind of bugs me whenever I'm using it and I see these giant fucking hands with this Spider-Man. But overall, it's an okay suit, I'd say. All right, so now we have the Fear Itself suit. Based on the Fear Itself comic, it was only this suit only showed up for like maybe 2 panels, I want to say. I'm only going off of what I've seen other people talk about, but this was an interesting design to bring over to the games. And it never been in any other Spider-Man game before it, so I think there's a lot of it that I do really like. Like I like the chainmail bits where the blue usually is. I like how the overall glow of it with the webs and the bits going on through the chainmail. It reminds me a lot of Tron in a sense. The gauntlets, they're cool looking. They're weird, but they look cool. The only issue is that this suit only looks good at night. It doesn't look good in the daytime whatsoever. But when you're swinging around at night, it really does light up and look really nice. But yeah, that's that's basically it. So we're gonna move on to the stealth suit, the big time suit. I love this iteration of the stealth suit. Just like with the others, they have extra, padding and piping throughout the suit to make it really stand out. And I think for the most part it works a lot. Especially I like the bits on the shoulders and the hands there, and the belt too. It all looks really cool. And I like the shade of black they use for the suit. The green looks really nice. And the logo design looks really awesome. I wish there was an ability to use the red version of the big time stealth suit. That would have been really nice. If they're going to bring suits back for the next game, that'd be, a way of doing it. Yeah, but overall, outstanding suit. I love it. One of my, it used to be one of the ones I use a lot in playing the game back in 2018. So, and it still holds up really well, I gotta say. So. Okay, moving on to the Spider Armor Mark III. Now, this is also known as the Ends of the Earth suit, and it was used during the finale of that comic storyline. This was right before Doc Ock took over as the Superior Spider-Man. And as a Spider Armor, I think it looks really nice. I really like this version too. I like the helmet, the overall red segments around the armor just look really cool. The back logo looks really nice. The front logo looks okay. I'm not a fan of the blue on this costume. Like, it's just way too bright for my tastes. That's the only thing that I would change, is to just make it kind of darker. But yeah, overall, I really do like this one, and was another favorite of mine back in 2018. I used it a lot more than anybody else would have. So, but yeah, pretty cool. So next up, we got 2099 here. Miguel O'Hara. Yeah, I love this version of the costume. For some reason, they call it a black suit, the 2099 black suit, which of course they're referencing the early 90s comics where it actually was a black costume, but clearly, it's blue. Like, it's not black, it's, clearly blue on the suit. So I don't know why they didn't just like get rid of the black suit part of the name and just stick with 2099. It's kind of strange. I don't know. But I do really like this version of the 2099 suit, and just the design overall from the comics is really awesome. Like, I like the logo and the red going on down the arms, the spikes protruding out the forearms, and also the eyes, and the mask looks awesome. I love it. Glad we got this in a game. I do really like the version also from the Beanox games, where it had that kind of glow emanating from it. Yeah, but this is a really cool design as well. So yeah, props to them. Alright, so now we got the Iron Spider suit. This is the movie Iron Spider, not the comic book Iron Spider. And I think this design is it's fine. It was good back in 2018, but I think in the years since then, they've just overused it in the movies, and I think that's why people don't really like it as much. Yeah, this particular version of the Iron Spider is not my favorite. I'm not really a big fan of the colors of, particularly with the, I guess you can call that blue or black on there. The red doesn't look that great. It's a little bit too dark. And, from the movies, I'm not really big on the whole logo going through any of the logos, and the gold just doesn't look good either. So, this was one of the suits that were pre-order bonus. It was the Iron Spider, Spider-Punk, and then the next one we're going to look at, the Velocity suit. Now, this was an original design made specifically for the game. And, they've used it since then with the Marvel Spider-Man tie-in comics. They did a whole story arc with Peter using the Velocity suit. This version, not 616 or anything. But as far as an original design goes, I really like it. To me, this is a lot closer to what, Spider-Man would look like in Tron. I like the overall armor aesthetic. I like the red and the black mixing together. The red going all throughout the suit looks really nice. And the mask, I don't like the eyes too much. The eyes just look a bit strange, but it's just doing their own thing, so whatever. The only thing I wish they did for the remastered version was make this suit pop out more with the lights, make it glow a little bit more in the nighttime setting. That's the only thing, because beforehand it just looked really dim and didn't really do much, but this could have been a real opportunity to really fix that, but sadly that's not the case, and I don't think they ever will patch it to do so. But yeah, cool design, can't complain. Okay, so now we got the Spider Armor Mark IV. This was from the all-new, all-different era, where Peter was CEO of Parker Industries, and he got a pretty badass suit to go with it. As far as, besides the Alex Ross drawings, this is my favorite version of this costume in all of its various forms. I like the shiny red and blue on it. I like the green lights emanating from the eyes and stuff. I'm really glad they didn't go with the blue. I think the green just pops out a bit more. It looks really nice. It's a good contrast with the rest of the suit. And, you know, they got some line work and stuff throughout the suit. The back logo looks really cool. And even just the boots, too. Like, I like how it just kind of goes up the leg a little bit. It's a very, like, interesting version of the classic suit. And it's one of my favorite suits to use in the game. But, now into one of my least favorite suits in the game. We got the Spirit Spider. Originally, this was called the Ghost Spider. And I can't remember if they changed it in the game. I want to say so, but I can't be sure on that. So yeah, this suit, there's just a lot that I'm not particularly big on. I'm not a huge fan of how the skull, like, lines up with the necks. It kind of just looks like they stole just a random skull model and then put it on Peter's neck. It doesn't look right. I don't like how the skin looks either, going across the body. It just looks really strange. The front logo is really cool, but the back logo it looks like a giant beetle. It's basically Tom Holland's front logo on the back. Yeah, that back logo doesn't look good at all. And they also have the flame coming from his head, which I do really like the flame. Like, I like the blue look of it. But overall, this suit is not one of my favorites. It's probably one of my least favorites, along with some other suits we'll get to. But yeah, it's such a shame, too. As far as the alternate universe Spidey is concerned, this is one of my least favorites. So, not great. Alright, so next up we got the 2099 white suit. This was also from the all-new, all-different era of Spider-Man. I think Miguel O'Hara was working it out. He was working for Parker Industries, I want to say. And Peter gave him this suit as a gift. And, I mean, I'm always going to prefer the original, but I do really like this suit in general from the comics and media and stuff. I like the white, the red, the very techno look of the logo and stuff, and the blue lights going across the suit. Like, all of it just looks really cool. This was another one that I used quite a bit in 2018. I did really like this one. Yeah, great suit. So next up we got the vintage comic book costume. Now, this is like top 3 contender, which is really weird because it's essentially a cel-shaded version of this game's classic suit. But it really works. It really does. Like, I love just how, like, I love the colors, how vibrant it looks, how it pops on the screen whenever you're wearing it. You know, seeing all the shadow bits throughout the blue looks really awesome. Yeah, it still has the same issues the classic suit does, but I can overlook it just because I like the cel shading so much. And this is a fun suit to kind of swing around in. Yeah, I love it. Great stuff. We got the Last Stand suit here. This is another one of my favorites to use. This was from the JMS Spider-Man run. There was a story where, you know, him and I think Doctor Strange or somebody are traveling through times looking at alternate futures and all kind of stuff. And this one, he's just like fucking beating the shit. Like, he fights, he dies in a fight with, you know, entire squad of police officers and stuff. Yeah, this suit is pretty badass. I love it. I love the boots, the black jeans, the leather jacket look of the leathery look of the jacket and gloves, and the mask looks really nice. This is like a really fun suit to kind of cosplay as, and I'm looking at you, Zach, because I know you love this suit. It is one of my favorites in this game, and just in general too. Like, I love. I'm a really big fan of black and red Spider-Man costumes, and this one just really appeals to me. So yeah, I love it. Okay, so we got the undie suit here. Now this is your 100% reward. So if you can do all the side missions, you do all the crimes, you do the story, you know, do all that, this is what you get for unlocking. Like, this is your unlockable reward. and it's lame. I mean, it's a fun joke and a nice callback to, you know, the story and stuff, but no, all that work just for this, it's kind of lame. I'll be honest. So let's move on to the homemade suit. Now, you get this from getting all the backpacks in the game. And I like the homemade suit in the movie. I do not like this. I do not like the suit in the game. First of all, it has the same issue that the Stark suit does, whereas in the other Tom Holland suits, where it's just, you know, it's that suit on a 23-year-old Spider-Man, and, you know, it just doesn't look right. I'm not a fan of the baby blue, and like you can even see just where the top of the, like where the hoodie bit is, you can see the shirt underneath, which I don't like at all. And I always laugh when I see this suit in the suit selection, just because the eyes are so wide open. It's not that way in game, but it's weird. I might be in a minority here, but I'm not a fan of this particular, you know, version of the homemade suit, which is such a shame too, because I really liked it in the movies. But yeah, I'm gonna move on. So we have the ESU costume. This is another unlockable suit. You get this from getting all these secret photos. You can find them with the help of a suit mod. It's like one of the last suit mods you can purchase. But yeah, this suit is a much better reward than the undie suit, and I would have preferred this being the 100% reward as opposed to the undie suit. But it's the same kind of idea, where it's like it's Spider-Man in regular clothing. But there's not really much to go over here. Like, it's just a t-shirt, jeans, and shoes. That's it. And he's wearing a pair of web shooters and, you know, all that. So let's move on to the Antioch suit. Now, this is you get this during the final battle. And you get it during the final battle, and then you unlock it afterwards when the story's finished. And I do like this design. You know, it uses just like with the negative suit, it takes a lot of the elements from this particular version of Doc Ock, and it all looks really cool. Like, I like the metal plating throughout it, like the helmet and all that stuff looks really nice. I like the yellow look to it. The lenses kind of remind me of the Raimi suit a little bit. It's a cool design. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like swinging around in this on occasion. So, not a bad suit at all. Okay, so the last suit, the last unlockable suit is this one right here. This is the dark suit. You get this from completing all the Black Cat stakeouts, and she basically just gives you this as a reward. Like, it's literally just sitting on a fucking table when you get to her hideout. Like, this suit's really cool though. I dig it. I like the red lenses. The logos look really awesome. I like you can't really see it, but he's got hourglasses on the palm of his hands and also claws too. And, you know, in line with the other Spidey suits, you know, it's all got this piping and stuff to make it stand out. And overall, it looks really cool. It looks really nice. I dig it. Dig it super hard. But, yeah. Good suit. Yeah. Alright, now we're getting to DLC and, you know, update-related costumes. And the first one of these is the Resilient suit. Now, this was a part of the Black Cat story missions, or the Black Cat DLC, as part of the City That Never Sleeps. You get this right after finishing the first mission, I think. And a lot of people don't like this particular design, but I like it. I like it. I really do. I like the lenses. The eyes look really cool. I like the web pattern going throughout. The logo is interesting. Going throughout the suit. Like, it's not awful, I'd say. It's not my favorite, but I can dig it. Really nice. And I kind of wish there were more like small island Spider-Man suits in the game. Like these lenses would work really well for like if they ever did a Steve Ditko suit. Be really cool. All right, so we got Spider UK that's next, and I am not a fan of this version particularly. And the comics, he looks really cool. I really like the costume that Billy Braddock has in the comics, but for this version, in game, I don't like it. The red is too dark for me. I'm not a fan of the blue at all. The blue just looks, it's more green than it is blue. I like the addition of like the universe transmitter thing that allows them to travel between dimensions. And also, you know, they have the UK flag represented on the suit, which is cool. But and even the lenses too, I don't like at all. It sucks, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of this version, and it's such a shame too because I really wanted to like it. All right, so now we got the Scarlet Spider 2 suit, or the Kane costume, when he travels to Texas and becomes the Scarlet Spider after the Spider Island event. I love this version of the Kane Scarlet Spider suit. Like I really like the costume in general, like from the comics, but I think this version looks really cool. I like the red lining throughout the mask, like all throughout the black parts, and the mask, the shoulders, and all that. The logos look really nice on the suit, and yeah, the red piping and all that really makes it stand out and look awesome. Yeah, you get this from doing all the side quests in the Heist DLC. Like you get the UK suit for completing the story, and then you get Scarlet Spider 2 for doing all the side quests and crimes and stuff. So you got to kind of work for it a little bit, but it's worth it. All right, so now we're getting into the costumes that are from the Turf Wars DLC, and the first one of these is the Spider Armor Mark 1. And I was so glad to see this because, I mean, it seemed like an inevitability because we got every other spider armor besides the first one. So, you know, they definitely saved the best spider armor for last. And, yeah, this is my favorite spider armor. I think it's so 90s cheese, like, just like with the Scarlet Spider. Like, this is literally a 90s outfit, and I love it. I love the silvery bits and the black, and you got that piping again, which makes it look realistic and cool. But yeah, I really dig it. I really like this spider armor. There's not much to really say after that, honestly. So I'm gonna move on to the Iron Spider suit, the comic book Iron Spider. Not the last one was the movie one, and now this is the true comic book look to it. I like this suit. I don't love it. Like I really like the eyes, the logos, the gold like gauntlet parts like on the arms and boots. Those look really cool. This is one of those cases where I don't think the pipe work and the lining throughout doesn't work for me. Like it's trying, like it looks like what the Iron Man suit from Infinity War kind of looked like, has that kind of same design mentality, and I just don't think it works for the Iron Spider in this game. Yeah, so it's not bad, it's just not one of my favorites, which is kind of a shame. And more so with this one because, like, this is one I was really looking forward to. So, yeah, and you got this from completing the story. So, all right, next and the last suit of Turf Wars is the Spider Clan suit. And just like with the Scarlet Spider 2, you get this from doing all the side quests, you know, finishing the DLC, getting 100%, whatever. And I used to not like this suit a whole lot when I first played it, but like I can appreciate it now. I like the cartoony like aesthetic to it. I like that it's cell shaded. Makes it stand out a lot more. I like the shoes, the gloves. The only thing that bugs me and bugs everybody else is that there's no straps on the backpack. It just kind of sticks to his back and it looks really strange and weird. But everything else I really dig about this costume. And on occasion, like, I'll use it in the story. And I do like that the lenses are reactive too. So, like, you'll actually squint or, whatever in cutscenes. Which makes it really feel, like, authentic and cool. Okay, so the next one is the start of the Silver Lining DLC. The first that you get after completing the first mission. And this is the Aaron Eichmann armor. And I really do dig this suit. It has a lot of haters, and like, it's kind of a shame because the whole game is just filled with mostly armored suits. But I do like this design in general. Like, I like the helmet. I like the red parts of the suit. I like the gauntlets especially, and the boots look really nice. Even though people would say it's kind of clunky, and yes, but I mean, it is one part like a really good translation of Aaron Eichmann in the comics, and then also it's a cool design. So, but yeah, I dig the suit a lot. Yeah, not really much to say after that. But all right, let's move on to the cyborg. I hate this suit with a burning passion. Yeah, this was after you complete the Silver Lining story. You get this as your reward, and man, is it's so lame. It's another classic variant. Like, he's got the robot arm and the utility belt, and the bandages all, like, it just doesn't look right. Like, I'm not a fan of the whole stitching across the suit. Besides the arm and besides the arm and the eye and the stuff that makes it Cyborg Spider-Man, like, I just don't care for it at all. It sucks, but yeah, I don't like it. And then the last suit you get in the DLC pack is the Into the Spider-Verse costume. I love Into the Spider-Verse. I love that movie. I was glad to see the suit make it into the game. It's a really good translation. It's not 1-to-1 the movie, like, model and that stuff. Like, there are some changes for sure. But overall, I think all of it works really nicely. It is one of my favorite, like, designs of the classic suit in general. In anything. Like, I love the boots, I love the red, I love the colors. The blue looks nice here. I like the gloves, how far down they go. Like, I feel it's really unique for a Spider-Man costume. The front logo is not my favorite because it's like the standard one they use for all the marketing and stuff. And the back logo looks fine. But yeah, I love this suit. I'm glad that it made it into the game. And speaking of things I'm glad that made it into the game, we got the Raimi suit here. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man suit. They call it the web suit, but this is just Tobey Maguire. Let's be real here. This is his costume. It's not 1-to-1 from the movies. Like, the body is just clearly the advanced suit and all that stuff. The head shape is Tobey Spider-Man. It's got the silver webbing throughout. The logos are from Spider-Man 2 and 3. It looks really good. Like, it looks really good in game. This and, like, Vintage are, like, my top 2 favorite suits to use. And this one was originally a free update. This was a Christmas gift from everybody at Insomniac. So it kind of sucked because of all the outrage from the fans. The very toxic people that were asking for it. But I'm glad it's in the game, even though those people don't deserve it. So yeah. Okay, so next up we got the Bombastic Bagman. This and the next suit were a part of an update for the game that was like, it was Fantastic Four month or something like that, and they were just like, okay, we're gonna put fucking we're gonna put suits in for the Fantastic Four, like inspired costumes. But I like the suit for the most part. There's only two things that I would change about it. First of all, or actually, you know what? Three things. Three things. First of all, I'm not a fan of the lenses on the bag itself, going around the eye holes. It might have been a thing from the comics. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head. But it just looks kind of strange. There's no kick me sign, which is like kind of it kind of sucks because it's part of what makes the Bombastic Bagman suit so iconic. And I'd remove the boots too. The boots are like because he's barefoot essentially when he's running around trying to get home in this costume. But yeah, those things I'd just change, and I think it'd be a better suit overall. I'd like it a bit more. So props to Shattered Dimensions for giving us a really good version of that costume. All right, so next we got the Future Foundation suit. This one was after Johnny Storm's passing. They'd asked Peter to be part of the team. They couldn't really call themselves the Fantastic Four anymore, so they changed to the Future Foundation. And they all got new uniforms and stuff, and this is what Peter got. And I really like the design of this suit in general from the comics and whatnot. I like the white and the black going through it, like through the sides, and the logo too being like it all looks really nice. The eyes, a lot of people were really like weirded out by it, just being so like out there. But it is translated from the comics, like it is a thing from the actual comics, and it doesn't look that bad, I'd say. I wish they were a little bit more like darker looking, but this is another one of those cases where like it's not really that noticeable, but you can see there's piping throughout this suit too, and I don't think it really needs that, to be honest. But it's not really a problem, I'd say. But yeah, this is a really cool costume. I dig it. Probably my favorite out of the two Fantastic Four suits, and yeah. All right, so next up, we got the upgraded suit, or the Far From Home suit. Yeah, this was a part of another update. This was right when Far From Home came out, and they added these costumes in at a time where people just kind of assumed that, it was essentially over for the game. They'd stopped working on it. But surprise, surprise, they did some updates, and this was along with it. So the two main suits from that movie made it into the game, and I'm a fan of this suit in the movies. I really do like it. I like the black and red; looks really awesome. The only things I would really change from the movie version are like the back logo. I'm not a fan of the back logo. The front is still that, kind of angular beetle shape. And then he also has these weird, like, black bands around the waist, which really don't need to be there because he's not carrying web cartridges or anything there. So I don't know why they added that. It's one thing I'm glad that they fixed in No Way Home, which is getting rid of those black bands and making the waist more, classic. But yeah, I still do really like this design in the movies, and it's one of my favorites to use in this game too. It's my favorite Tom Holland suit in the game. So, all right. So next we got the Stealth suit from Far From Home. I like the design in the movies. This one is just kind of like, it's weird to see in the game, especially during the daytime, where you can actually get a really good look at it. And I mean, it's heavily inspired by the Noir costume. And it's fine. It's okay. It's not my favorite. Definitely not. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of the fingerless gloves. I think that's one weird thing. And the padding, like it's almost like he's part of like a SWAT team or something like that. It just doesn't really work for me. But yeah, not terrible, not great either. All right, what do we got next? We got the Amazing Spider-Man suit, the first Andrew Garfield movie costume. Now, this was originally part of the remastered version when it came out back in 2020, along with Miles Morales. So people who bought it on PS5, got these next three suits for PS5. It did come to PS4 eventually. It was like one of the last updates the PS4 version got. But yeah, this I really do like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suits. Like it's one of the best movie Spider-Man suits out there. But as far as just the series in general, I'm more of a fan of this design overall. Like I like how unique it is compared to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, which to me always felt like just the Raimi suit with a different logo and different lenses. I mean, it's more than that, but part of me still kind of feels like that. But this design is just kind of unique in its own right. Like I like the white pattern throughout. How it has a very unfinished feel to it. I like the yellow lenses; those look really nice. I like the small web shooters on his wrist, and they actually do grow. They do glow really nice while you're swinging around in game. Yeah, great design. I'm glad that each movie Spider-Man got some representation in the game. Like we got the Tobey suit, we got all of the Tom Holland suits, and we got a little piece of Andrew here, which is always very sweet. The next two suits, first up is the Arachnid Rider, which is it's very much inspired by Kamen Rider, and this suit is really cool. I'm digging it. I haven't watched Kamen Rider, but I do really like the design of this game, and I also like that it's cel shaded too. It makes it stand out a bit more when it comes to Spider-Man designs. Like I really dig it. Yeah, there's not really much to say. Like I also like the yellow the yellow throughout it. Like this is a really cool suit. And then the next one we have is the Armored Advanced Suit. It's cool. I like the design of it. I like the white going throughout it, the black segments and all that. I like that the lenses on the mask are red. That definitely makes it stand out. This suit reminds me a lot of the armored suit from like Arkham City Armored Edition. Like it has that kind of feeling to me. And I liked it in that game, and I do like this particular suit in this game. So yeah, that's that's it. And all right, we got some last two suits here. These were another update that came out around the time of No Way Home, and these suits are exclusive to PlayStation 5 and PC owners. This is not in the PS4 version. So for all you PS4 players out there, I'm sorry, but if you really want to play with these suits, then you got to get it on PlayStation 5 and so on and so forth. And I do like the design of this one. This suit has really grown on me since I first saw the promo art for it for the movie. back then I just thought it was ugly and didn't really look too great. But now it's like, I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. I like the gold logo and just spreading across to the back there. I kind of wish that, for the actual movie, he was, like, Tom was just in his regular, upgraded suit, but, whatever. But yeah, not a bad suit. Yeah, I've used it quite a number of times playing the remastered version. Yeah. That's it. So the last and final suit on the list here is the black and gold suit. Now, this was a really interesting one, seeing it in the movie, because it is essentially just a. I almost forgot. I don't like the belt line in this suit. Sorry, but yeah. This one. It was really fun seeing it in the movie, like seeing just him reverse his suit and use it for like battling Electro and stuff. And it looks really cool here in the game. I like the wires just coming off of it. I like the little blue lights throughout it in certain parts, like in the shoulders and the chest and stuff. I like that he has the magic web shooter gauntlet thing that Doctor Strange gave him. Glad they incorporated that into the suit. And overall, it just looks really nice. It's not my favorite to swing around in, but it is a fun one to use from time to time. And yeah, everybody, that's going to be it for this first edition of Showcase. And the next video I'm going to be doing is Miles Morales. I'm going to be doing all the costumes in that game. I'm not sure when that video will be coming out, but I'm gonna try and get that video out at some point or another. I don't have the game installed right now, so I can't really record it right now. But yeah, I love just about every suit that's in this game, and I'm so glad that we have a whole treasure trove of Spider-Man costumes to go over for movies and comics and TV shows and whatnot. There's a lot of material to draw from with Spider-Man, and I'm hoping that the next games after that really do pull some interesting picks. One of the videos, I'll put an annotation. Me and Alter did a suit video talking about stuff we want to see for the next game, and one of them that I want to see is the Spider Phoenix. I think that'd be really cool to put in the game. We'll have to see. But yeah, the future's looking really bright. I can't wait to play Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's going to be such a great game, and really looking forward to it. But in the comments down below, tell me what your favorite suit in this game is. Like I said, mine is the vintage and Toby suits. It's nostalgia, but I just eat that shit up. But let me know what your favorites are, and tell me some other games you want me to look at for Showcase. After the Spider-Man duo, I'm going to be doing the Arkham games as the next 3 videos after Marvel's Miles Morales. But yeah, let me know what other games you have in mind for me to take a look at. But yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Be sure to follow me on all my, channels and stuff down below. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Twitch. Go follow me on there. Go subscribe to my Let's Play channel and also my podcast, Speaking of Podcast. And also I have an archive channel, Marvel's Phoenix 99. So if you want to check out all my old playthroughs from years ago, then go check it out. Yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to take care of yourselves. See ya!